We are back in the shop. I wanted to show you guys something with that tractor really quick, but we got the 1950 back together. We got the 2 new steering lines in there. That wasn't too big a deal at all. Got a top back off with fluid. But while it was in here, I figured we would do a couple other things to it quick. So we got in here and got the shifting mechanism all freed up on the PTO. Got a new bearing in there and a new O-ring, even though there's not supposed to be oil behind it. But the old one was pretty wore out, and the little bit we'd use it, we don't want it running a little off center or anything. The other thing we did is getting the seat in here readjusted and working correct. We thought it was all froze up in, the torsion bar system and the pivot points in there, but come to find out it was stuck all the way down. And we got it freed up a little bit, and then we'd sit on it and go back down and it would just stay there again. But I had a new shock absorber here that I was waiting to put in it once I got the seat freed up. Well, it turned out being that once we took the old shock absorber out, then the seat traveled just fine. So the old shock is what was binding it up when it got all the way down. So we got pretty lucky with that. We didn't have to take it off and do a whole bunch of heating up and oiling and getting everything all paint blistered and starting over with the seat mechanism. So that was nice. But over here, so this is the latest thing to show up around here. From an auction a week or two ago in southern Minnesota. This is an Oliver Super 77. And to the best we think it's a correct turnpike mower for the Kansas Turnpike Authority. Ordered a couple dozen or so of these things. They came with some cool features. Obviously the big one's going to be this Danco mower that's underneath it. It's an 8-foot or so, fully mounted, fully hydraulic lift, and it lifts up level and lowers so that you can kind of pick your mowing height. And I was mowing around with it some. I'll put a video in there for you to check out if you want once. At the moment we got the radiator draining out there. We got to get it out of the way. We're getting a pretty good power steering leak coming out, and it was missing the little cover on the top to start with, but I'm pretty sure it's just coming out at a pretty good clip down at the bottom. That's one of the ways these were ordered for the Turnpike Authority. And here's power steering pump mounted up in the back of the generator. So I think that's how they did most of them. I don't know for sure, but that's pretty cool. I've seen a few other things run off the back of a generator on internationals and stuff, but this is the first one where we've got one that actually is running an accessory off the back like that. And there's the hoods over there for it. They came in that blue and that yellow color. They ordered them that way, so it didn't match the rest of their fleet vehicles. One other cool thing I was told about him by a guy that has one restored. He was from Minnesota. He was down at the Prairie Village days down there for the HPOCA summer show, and they had these rims built up for him so they could run the old car tires off of their patrol vehicles on them. Powering the mower right off of the live PTO. You got there was a triple chain drive in here with big sprockets on each side, and it was loose when I tried mowing with it, and it runs in an oil bath, kind of like a corn head if you got one of those. So full live hydraulics on it too. Here's one of the neat little things that is on it and is kind of helping tip us off that we think it's might have been a right one, was the logbook box mounted on the fender. They would have had a canopy or something on them, but that's missing. So all we really had to do with it to be able to use it some was we had the carburetor off and got it all cleaned out. Clearly there was something gummed up in there, and it was given your typical fits during under load. You'd run it for a while and put some load on it, then it'd start cutting out, and if you stopped and idled it for a little bit, let the carb fill back up, then it would go again for a little while and started repeating the same thing. So cleaned out all the gas line. It's got a pretty new sediment bowl on it already, but something was getting in the way, and the gas tank looked pretty clean really. And it needs new battery cables. Even with good voltage on the battery, it's starting to not give us much crank on it, especially when it's warm. I think I heard from one of the guys down at the show that these big steel mowers, they kind of look homemade, but the whole unit, I think, they thought was like 1,400 pounds or something like that. You know, I don't quote me on that, but so power steering one of the features is ordered with. We're gonna work on getting that out of there, get it stopped leaking. It's making a mess on everything. It can run for, well, it's running about an hour, maybe a little better than an hour, and then all of a sudden there went your power steering. So yeah, stay tuned here for a minute. We'll put a little video up quick of this thing running.